Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Desrin. Most people call me Des. Feel free to call me whichever. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I wanted to make this video because ever since I started taking new clients last year, I get this question all the time, even on Instagram, like just random people hitting me up like, does my retwist never last, or it's not lasting, it's frizzy, it's unraveling, I don't know what's going on. So I'm here to share with you 5 reasons why your retwist may not be lasting and some solutions to that. Y'all, please do not judge my raggedy ass bun situation that I got going on. Like, I don't know what's this, but I don't want to talk about it. We're not here for my hair. We are here for y'all's hair today. So let's get started. I already wrote down my notes, my 5 reasons. They're not in any specific special order, so I'm just gonna go right ahead and get into it. First things first, a lot of the times when people are coming to me and they're like, Des, my retwist isn't lasting, it's frizzy, it's a hot mess, I don't know what's going on. These are people that are still very early in their starter lock phase. Now, you have to understand that your hair is simply not trained to stay retwisted yet. And also think about, your hair does not have enough weight or has not gained enough weight to stay retwisted on its own. It's going to take some time for your hair to actually be trained to stay in that coil formation. So do not feel like your hair is not doing what it's supposed to do, that unraveling is not common. It is super common and is honestly a part of the process. Like, it happens, especially if you have a looser hair type, looser curl pattern. Unraveling is very, very, very common. You'll notice that as more time goes on, probably once you hit like half a year, maybe even a year for some people, depending on your hair type, you notice that your locks are actually retwisting much easier and they're actually staying retwisted for longer. That's because your hair is starting to mature, it's starting to get some weight to it, and it's now become trained, or it's in training to actually stay retwisted and stay in that lock formation. Next thing I want to talk about is, how are you wrapping your hair at night? Are you wearing a scarf, a bonnet, a lock sock? Do you just have a satin pillowcase and you're just winging it? How are you wrapping your hair? I had a client that I did his starter locks. Beautiful, like crispy, beautiful. The next day he reached out to me and was like, Des, you know, I didn't use the right thing to wrap my hair at night and now my hair looks a mess. And he was not kidding, his hair looked a hot mess. He had told me that he wore a bonnet. When you wear a bonnet after a fresh retwist, or once you've started your locks, you just started your locks, and you wear bonnets on top of your hair, think about all the movement that you're doing and tossing and turning. Your hair is gonna toss and turn with you in a bonnet. Now, if you have a scarf or a lock sock on, it's actually gonna keep the hair in place. And this also goes for if you're just laying down, chilling, watching TV, about to take a nap, like just relaxing. Wrap your hair up, okay? Just wrap it up. If you're not sure if your hair should be wrapped up, it probably should be wrapped up, especially if you have pets. Wrap your hair up to avoid lint and pet hair getting in your hair and getting stuck in your locks. Please, I will say this every single video, just please, please, please wrap your hair up. Now, once you've gotten to the point where your hair is frizzy, you know, your retwist it's not even a thing anymore, then you can start wearing bonnets and looser things to cover your hair with. But it is so crucial and so important to keep your hair in place to maintain that retwist. I know some people don't really like wearing a scarf or a lock sock because they could be tight on your head, which is completely understandable, but at least have a satin pillowcase or maybe put a bonnet on top of the scarf, just so you have that double layer of protection for your hair. You really want to preserve your retwist as long as possible. The third thing I want to talk about is if you are a sweaty person, if you work out a lot, you know, you're sweating from your head a lot, that is going to cause moisture and that is going to cause your retwist to unravel. It's just like getting your hair wet in the shower. You want to keep your hair wrapped up as well in the shower. I understand some people like to moisturize their hair in the shower. I do the same exact thing, but I do not do that after a fresh retwist. Like I do not do that after a fresh retwist at all. That is just asking for your retwist to go poof. Like it's not gonna last whatsoever. If you're the type of person that goes to the gym, you go running, you're working out in some kind of way, keep your hair wrapped up. If you are sweaty, like there's no problem being sweaty. A lot of people are sweaty, that's fine, but keep your hair wrapped up while you are sweating, and then wait to unwrap your hair until your head is actually dry. If you are sweating and you have your hair wrapped up, and then let's say you finish your workout but your hair is not dry yet, and you take your wrap off, it's still gonna go poof. Like you're just giving it all that free air to just go poof, and that's exactly what is gonna happen. So at least wait until your hair, your scalp is dry, and then remove the wrap, the bonnet, whatever you're wrapping your hair with. Also, if you live in an area or an environment where it is very humid, you want to also, again, keep your hair wrapped up or limit your exposure to the elements, because that is just going to make your hair super duper frizzy. And I'm not talking about normal lock frizz. I'm talking about like your roots. Your fresh retwist is no longer going to be fresh anymore. You guys know how humidity and hair works. The same rules apply to locks as well in a fresh retwist, also depending on your hair type. Those that have a much kinkier hair type, they might not experience as much frizz as someone who has a looser, maybe 3A, 3B, 3C curl type. Those people tend to have a lot of loose hairs already. So you might notice that if you're in a humid climate, that your hair is just like one big afro and locks put together. So be mindful of your area that you're living in, be mindful of the environment, and just adjust accordingly. At the end of the day, you're watching this video to understand how to preserve your retwist. So I understand you're not going to want to wrap your hair all the time. Maybe do like a cute head wrap situation, turban situation, something, you know, or maybe even a style might work better for you in that case. It really just depends on your lifestyle and what you have going on around you. The fourth thing I want to talk about, which I kind of just touched on with styling if you're in a humid area, styling can also cause your retwist to unravel depending on the kind of styles you are doing. Now, if you've ever seen me style my hair or ever watched any of my videos of me styling my hair, you'll notice that I do a slight retwist and then pull my hair in whichever direction that I want my hair to go in. That's gonna help preserve your retwist. Even though it might stretch your locks out, it will still help preserve your retwist, at least at your roots. So be mindful of that as well. Also, if you're doing updo styles, I noticed that a lot of people's locks unravel very easily when they're doing updo hairstyles, and especially if you're in your starter lock phase, your hair kind of just stuck upwards because it hasn't gotten that weight, like I was talking about before, for it to actually fall down on its own. Be mindful of the styles that you're doing. Talk to your loctician or whoever is doing your hair for you, and you know, do your research. There's so many styles on Instagram, YouTube, like Pinterest. You can find styles everywhere. There are many different styles to choose from. So think about the style, think about how your hair is going to look afterwards, and think about if that style is even good for you to be doing at that point in your lock journey. The fifth and last thing I want to talk about is the products that you are using in your hair to retwist, or the products that your loctician is using in your hair to retwist. Are they only using water and oil? Are they actually using a gel? Are they using aloe vera jelly? Like, what is it? Is it heavy? Is it lightweight? All these things matter when it comes to how long your retwist is gonna last. If you are in your starter lock phase, please do not expect water and oil to give you a strong hold. Water and oil is not meant to give you a strong hold. A lot of people use water and oil just because they don't want to have product buildup in their hair, which is fine, although they probably don't realize you can still get oil buildup in your hair, but that is a different story for a different day. Water and oil is not going to give you a strong hold. A lot of people like to use it because they want to minimize product buildup. They think that it's better for their hair, which it can be, yes. But at the end of the day, there are plenty of products that will give you a better hold than just water and oil that are still not going to be damaging to your hair. As long as you're using things in moderation and you're doing detoxes yearly at least, you'll be fine. Like, your locks will be fine. Don't use any products that are going to be drying to your hair or have a bunch of different alcohols in them. You will be fine. It is okay. Like, I promise. A lot of people use all different kinds of things in their hair. At the end of the day, you can't tell someone what to do, what not to do with their hair. They're gonna do whatever they want to do. But if you are going to use products in your hair, just be mindful of the ingredients and how your hair is actually reacting to it. And also think about how your scalp is reacting to the products that you're using as well. When people slide into my DMs talking about oh, my retwist isn't lasting, like I just got my hair done 2 days ago and it's already puffed up, I always ask them, okay, what did you use in your hair? The most common answer is just water and oil. And I'm not saying that water and oil is a problem. But like I said before, do not expect your retwist to last a long time with only water and oil. For people that, you know, have years locked in, that's a whole different ball game, a whole different story. Their hair is already trained to stay retwisted. So using water and oil is fine for them because their hair is actually going to last a long time with just water and oil, compared to someone who maybe like me is only 6 months in and their hair still unravels very easily. If you're noticing that your retwists aren't lasting and everything else I've mentioned is not even a thing for you, it's more than likely the product that is being used in your hair. Now, I'm not saying that you have to use a really heavy, thick product, but using a thicker gel or product to retwist with, you might notice that your retwists are lasting much longer. I've had clients come to me even at 6 weeks post retwist and their hair is still retwisted, and it's not because I used half of the jar to retwist their hair. It's just because it's a good ass product, okay? And of course I will link the products that I do like to use on locks in the description, but you guys already know Napstar Stronghold Lock Gel or Super Hold Lock Gel is my absolute favorite. Not only does it smell amazing, but the hold is amazing. Like I said, my clients come 6 weeks post retwist, haven't washed their hair yet, which is fine, but their locks are still retwisted. And honestly, a lot of the times, if I didn't have to wash their hair could go much longer without having a retwist. So it really is heavily dependent on the product, how long your retwist is gonna last. If you guys have any products that you recommend for people, of course, drop those down below. I'm sure people would love to know what others are using in their hair, not just me. Don't be shy, feel free, don't hesitate, drop your suggestions in the comments and maybe I'll try one of them too. I don't know, we'll see. I have been wanting to try new products this time around for this lock journey, just to also inform you guys and share my opinion on certain products. So I'm more than willing to try new stuff as well. Of course, there are many other reasons why your retwist could not be lasting, but these are my 5 most common reasons and the 5 things that I see the most, especially doing hair, you know, being a loctician. So if you guys have your own reasons as to why your retwist doesn't last or things that you've noticed over time, of course, drop your reasons below. And that wraps it up for this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see y'all next time. Bye guys.